Hello everyone, Scooter Plutes here. Today I would like to talk to you about my heroes of sorts, but in real life. Not Scooter Plutes heroes, because I'm not sure that he has any, because he's his own hero. He's got it on lock. But for me, most unfortunately, mine are people that I will never be able to meet for various reasons. One is Bob Ross. Can't meet him because he done kicked the paint bucket. Carl Sagan, of course. He's out and about among the stars, I'd imagine. And the other is Stephen Hawking. I just don't think I'll be able to meet him because he's always doing important stuff. But I was just thinking about them today, and I was like, what would happen if I could get them all in a room and we could all I just imagined us having a tea party with, like, dainty little cups of tea and silly little cookies and cucumber sandwiches, and I don't know what we would talk about, but I'm sure it would be enthralling. So let me know who your heroes are. Who would you want to have a dainty tea party with? Tell me in the comments. In the meantime, watch this episode and lose yourself in it. Eminem style.
I have a Moonguard story that I heard from a coworker. They watched our episode where I told my Moonguard little experience, and they said that they went to Moonguard once, and they went up to this was in the basement, which apparently things get even weirder down there. So I'm gonna have to go back eventually and check that out.
I'll loop around.
But they were up there and they watched. It was two humans. One was giving birth, and there was a night elf midwife, and they were talking through all of it, and then the night elf logged out, and then logged back in as a level 1 gnome, and was the birth.
Yeah, and multiple things I've heard of people using gnomes to represent babies.
Baby humans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
these aren't questions that I necessarily came up with, but I thought some of them were interesting. And one of them is this. You die, and you follow this white light, and you make it to heaven. And heaven looks like exactly like the stereotypical representation of Christian heaven. There's like angels, everybody has wings and white robes, you're super comfortable, everybody's like flying around with harps and playing songs and stuff, and everybody's happy. And it's not like super exciting, but it just seems like everybody is just enjoying themselves and having a good time. And then the stereotypical representation of Jesus comes up to you, and he's like, hey, welcome to heaven. It's really nice, and you can stay here for all of eternity. But if you want, I just give everybody this choice because I'm so nice. If you want to, you can go to the other place instead. And then you're like, what, hell? And he's like, no, not hell. It's just another place. And it's different from this. And it's also an afterlife that you can spend eternity in. And the only hitch is that, and I can't tell you any more about it, but the hitch is that if you go there, you can never come back here. And the question is, do you go to the other place, or do you stay in the stereotypical representation of heaven?
So could you condense that, just to recap? You go to heaven, you can stay there, or
you can take the mystery door for eternity.
Yeah, or you can be
Can you see who's currently in heaven?
You can see some people. He tells you that about 18% of people choose to go to the mystery place. But it's kind of a bland heaven. But it's still great. It's still heaven.
So it's great?
Yeah, but it's like a bland version of great. It's just a stereotypical
So you want to
version.
pass on guaranteed greatness for something.
Yeah, for guaranteed mystery.
Did James Dean go to the other place?
That's a great question. Great
You know what?
qualifier.
Is that the guy that's fashionably late to places?
Name at least one person who has gone to the other place that all of us would know.
The other place?
Yeah, one of the 18%.
Well, again, this isn't my question.
God dang it, Narby.
But, you know what, I'll
Can
come up
Jesus
with
tell
something.
us? In the scenario, in theory, could Jesus tell us if we asked?
We choose to talk to Jesus before we answer.
Okay. Oh, and you have 20 minutes to make the decision.
I have my
That's
answer.
another part of it.
What's your answer?
I mean, unless I see something else, like there's no reason to not. There's no reason to go.
I would stay in the great place because, you know, it's kind of like winning a lot at a casino and then being like, well, I could win some more, but then you, like, don't win any more. And then you don't have what you already had won. So I would just stay in the great place.
I would even say it's more like you're gambling at a casino and you have the option to go to some... You're gambling at a casino where you're guaranteed to win and have a great time. And you have the option to go to some place else that may or may not be a casino.
But it could be a better win.
But it's like greedy at that point. Like,
Could you stay in the normal heaven and then change your mind later?
No,
You just
unless it's 20 minutes, because you have 20 minutes to make the decision.
so you have 20 minutes to figure out if it's great enough.
But you got told your opinion of it is that it's great but boring.
Yeah.
Question: what are the ethnicities of the people around you?
Oh my goodness.
It seems like a pretty even spread
even.
as to what
I'm
it was.
sorry. You earlier said it was a stereotypical representation of what Christian heaven looks like,
That would change the
which
ratio.
I don't think is diversely diverse. I think that's stereotypical.
Very
If we're talking
well
about
spoken words.
if we're talking about stereotypes, right?
Yeah.
The most commonly depicted heaven, right? Like, for example, what's the most commonly depicted race of Jesus?
Oh,
Brown.
white.
White
Oh,
guy.
white, yeah.
A white guy. Do I think Jesus was white? Not necessarily, but that's a stereotype, right?
Yeah, Jesus is white in this version, though.
So what about the angels?
Well, he's a stereotypical representation of Jesus.
But
Yeah.
who's stereotyped? Because I would bet that, like, you know,
The general
our stereotype.
white Christian stereotype.
Oh, man.
That's great.
I'm going to the other place.
Did you say that the other place might be terrible if you go?
No, you just don't know anything about it, but you do know that it's not hell.
So
It's not
Oh,
hell.
and you know that it might not... Wait a minute. You said you don't know that it'll be terrible. So you're guaranteeing that it won't be terrible?
No, you don't know whether or not it
So
will
it
be
could
terrible.
be terrible.
But it's Jesus that's sending you there,
And he also said
Is he
you're
a
good enough to
swindler?
go to heaven.
and it's not hell.
Is he a swindler?
Is Jesus a swindler?
Yeah, in this example.
No.
How do you know?
He would be a good swindler if you didn't know.
Yeah. Well, because this is the stereotypical Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
Water into wine and all that.
I think for the sake of adventure, I would go to the other one.
Wow.
This is where Caleb tells us, after we've all decided to go to the other one, he goes, and the other one is a crap factory.
It's Chuck E. Cheese.
That is a crap factory.
Yeah, you're right.
That ball pit has some surprises.
Has everyone... So, what we all decided?
I haven't decided, really.
Still deliberate?
Dilapidating?
Because it is the smarter choice to stay, right? Like, that's
Well-
pretty,
Oh,
like...
sure.
Can you tell us, I know that you can't because it's not your question, but can you, like, man up and, like, make it your question? Can you tell us, like, one specific detail about the other place? Like, there's got to be a million things about the other place.
Oh, is it not purgatory?
Is it not purgatory?
Is it?
It's not purgatory.
So it's not hell, it's not purgatory. What is a detail that it is in some regard? Like, you can say, like, physical senses or something like that where, you know what I mean?
It's a plane of existence that is not torturous.
Are only people who arrive in heaven offered this choice to go there?
Only the people that get to heaven are given the choice, and you are one of the people that got to heaven, so make that...
Do all the
what you
people
will.
who get to heaven get this choice?
Yes, all the people do, and of all those people, 18% choose to go to this place,
Yeah, I go to
and
that place.
the 18% of the people that go to the other place will be in it when you get there.
Are they popular? The 18.
You have to determine what 18% of the population is that would choose such a thing.
I think some
Right?
of them are popular and some of them are trying to be popular.
Really?
I don't want to say
That's
what
a big-
category I'm in.
It's a big old drama fest.
Like,
thrill seekers.
Some people would go there because they wanted to be edgy, and some people would go there because they honestly wanted a different thing.
Or they're honestly edgy.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point, Billy.
This guy looks like he'd go.
I don't know.
Edgy.
Whoa!
It'd be hard. Oh, this is like not
Oh,
that
what?
good.
It's a robot.
Getting that panty shot. I would go to the other place.
Why?
Because I would want to be in the place. I wouldn't want to spend eternity in the place full of people that
So you don't like
didn't want to go to the other place.
you don't like 88% of
Oh, whoa.
people. You hate 88%
I'm
of
going
people.
purely
82.
based. I hate most people that I meet, and
And then some.
I get the feeling
Does Jesus come visit you?
in the other place.
Yeah.
No. Jesus is in this place.
Jesus doesn't go?
No,
Jesus
he's in the
can't
first
go?
place.
Jesus is in heaven?
I just know that there's certain types of people that I will hate most of the time, and I think that a lot of those people would like to stay in the first place.
Wow, so you would carry hate to heaven.
You also indirectly said that Jesus is one of these people you don't want to hang out with.
That's like saying that because it's wet, it's raining. If somebody says when it
that's-
rains, it's wet.
Yeah.